About some of the delays there, just getting the stream sorted out, but we are getting into the draft now. This is the scrim between Team Equinox and I Don't Care and haHa. We did see just bans coming out from the teams with Nyx and Earthshaker, Batrider, and Silencer. Pretty standard bans, especially on Nyx, Earthshaker, Batrider, Silencer as well. Just, you know, good hero at shutting down some stuff. We do see Lich coming out as the first pick here for the Dire, which is pretty standard. I'll just turn my audio down a little bit. Right, we do see Beastmaster coming out here for Team Equinox. That should probably be position 3 Beastmaster most likely, with a Pos 5 Lich for the Dire side.
Dire team pick. Slardar.
We do see Slardar being picked up for the Radiant side. Very good hero this patch at the moment, especially with that minus armor. Good to counter the Lich Ice armor. Definitely. Can be played, you know, position 4 roaming or position 3 depending. We'll see as the draft goes on what's going to happen with that. But good open draft from Team Equinox at the moment. We do see the Veno being picked up for Dire side, which is pretty open hero as well. Can be played safe lane or mid, depending, or even offlane. So we'll see as the draft goes on where that's going to be. But very strong hero this patch, especially in the laning stage. Those Veno wards just doing so much damage and so much lane control.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
We do see the Queen of Pain being banned here. Pretty standard ban, as well as the Lifestealer being banned from I Don't Care. Lifestealer, great coupling with the Slardar there. Can jump inside, go for a blink stun, and absolutely wreck some face.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
We do see the Nature's Prophet ban coming out from Team Equinox. Very strong hero this patch as well. Typically played in that offlane position and good at just doing that split push style. Got the Puck ban coming out as well from Dire side. Very strong hero, can be played offlane or mid this patch. So good ban from Team I Don't Care here.
10 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Necrophos.
Do see the Necro coming out from Team Equinox here. Great hero this patch as well. Just incredibly strong team fight. Can be played in literally any of the lanes at the moment. Really strong hero. So good, just open pickup at the moment. Probably expecting to see some heroes coming out from the Dire side with a bit more catch. Not really a lot of lockdown from their side at the moment.
Radiant team pick.
And there we go, we see a Doom pickup. Doom's just a great hero if you just want to ruin one individual's day by just throwing that ultimate out on there and locking them down. So that's a good pickup. Very strong hero this patch as well, but relies on just that focusing that one person and just taking them out of the fight, which is probably a bit of an answer to the Necrophos. Still, you got to fear for that Doom a little bit. You know, combos very well with the Lich, with the Ice Armor, like a very tanky hero. But especially with a Slardar there, with the ultimate, can definitely turn that around on him. As with the Beastmaster ultimate as well, with the Roar, can just lock him down and stop him from having really much impact in fights. But it does require a lot of focus, I guess. So it's two sides to that coin.
Dire team pick.
Ogre Magi!
They see the Ogre Magi being picked up for Team Equinox here. Very good hero. One of the strongest laning supports in the game, really, just because of that massive armor he has and just being able to go around and smack people with his club, and probably one of the thickest heroes as well. Really good pickup. We just see from Team Equinox at the moment just really good tanky heroes, you know, with the Slardar, Beastmaster. We just see good stun lockdown. You know, if that Necro can get in those fights, can have massive impact. So it's seeming like I'm liking the draft from Team Equinox at the moment, but I think the draft from Dire side as well is it's very strong as well. Not quite sure what Dire are going to pick up in response to this draft. Wouldn't mind seeing possibly a Lena.
Radiant team ban.
We see the Jakiro being picked up. Very strong laner. Really good tower push, which coupled with the Veno just is good push for the Dire side. See the Arc Warden ban coming out from Team Equinox. Expect to see probably a mid or safe lane hero ban coming out from the Dire side now. Maybe Invoker.
10 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
We see the Sven coming out. So Sven, one of those heroes that farms incredibly well this patch with that Mask of Madness, and just can catch up in a game if he's behind quite well, and just gives a lot of that really strong pushing power, especially with that Slardar with the minus armor, can just tear through opponents.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So most likely going to see a mid or a safe lane hero picked up, which will kind of tell us where the Venomancer is going to go, because we're expecting a Venomancer core here. So probably won't see a physical hero because of that Necrophos, but possibly might see something like a Lena, Invoker maybe, possibly Ember Spirit.
Radiant team pick.
Lena.
Yeah, and there we go. There we see a Lena being picked up. Just very strong early game Lena. Ramps up incredibly well. And that magic damage is just helpful when Necro is his Ghost Shroud. Just throwing a Lugana Blade on him helps get that amp damage.
10 seconds remaining.
It's going to be important for the Dire team to just give Lena a good early laning stage. Just so she can kind of get that Bloodstone early, start getting some charges on it before the Slardar kind of gets his blink. Because once that Slardar gets his blink, he's probably going to be looking to gank her and delay that quite significantly.
Now all we need is a hero.
And now we see the Shadow Fiend being picked up for the Radiant side. Really good laner, good answer, especially goes really well with all the catch from the two teams. So we're seeing two kind of different styles here, especially from the Radiant side. We're seeing a lot of stun with the Beastmaster, the Slardar, Ogre, just a lot of real lockdown. And then from the Dire side, we're just seeing a lot of solid team fight. We got the Lich, who's an incredibly strong laning hero and fighting hero this patch. Got the Veno, who is just horrific to play against once he gets those points up in his Venomous Gale. We got the Doom as well, who can just remove someone from the fight. Jakiro, just good tower push, and Lina just really good damage. So I guess it's going to be really crucial for the Dire side here to kind of get really good Dooms off on crucial heroes, most likely the SF or the Necrophos, probably the Necrophos, and just kind of taking that down. But anyway, let's get this game underway.
Oh, thanks.
So we do see just wards being placed down here between the two teams. Going to see the Ogre TPing out, placing a ward. We do see a deep ward up here in the lane. Apologies about some of the game settings, I'll fix that up in a second.
Thirty seconds remaining. May the best team win.
Apologies, just getting some settings sorted out. But we do see deep wards being placed from both teams here. We do see early laning pressure coming out here with the Ogre mid, helping that SF get a nice early lane. We should see a rotation coming out here from the Dire side sometime soon.
That be ours.
Top lane we have the solo Beastmaster versus a Jakiro and Venomancer. Safe lane, and we have the Doom, Lich, off lane versus the Slardar, Necrophos, safe lane. Pretty standard lane matchups. We do see the two mids just duking it out. Ogre Magi still here. Apologies about some of the game settings, guys. Still sorting some stuff out. Pretty new to the whole observing, so it's probably going to be a little bit interesting. We do see still a lot of action happening here. Some aggro manipulation of the creeps here from the Ogre Magi, taking some hits from that Lina. And they're just going to trade hits here, back and forth. But just standard laning phase from the two teams right now. Good vision from the Radiant side. Getting a bit of vision on that bottom rune there, especially deep in that top lane as well. We do see first rune being an illusion rune picked up by the Ogre Magi here. It's going to use that to pressure the Lina out a little bit and kind of get his SF a bit more room in that lane. We do see here though the Lina is leading in last hits, but The denies are certainly in the favour of the Shadow Fiend side, both being about equal level here. Two heroes. Shadow Fiend about halfway to his bottle. Lina just a little bit less. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not an observer. I'm mainly a caster here, so... We do see a bit of pressure going on in the bottom lane here between the Doom and the Lich, but they see the Slardar, so they're not going to contest that. Bit of disruption coming in here as well from the Jakiro, disrupting the Beastmaster's farm. He's got that Iron Talon coming up. But this does leave the safe lane open for the Venomancer here, just to get himself a bit of farm here. But yes, we do see the Jakiro TPing out after being chased by that Beastmaster out of jungle, which gave the Venomancer actually a lot of space in the safe lane.
Invisibility.
Now.
Mine. Selfish.
Thank you.
Alright, there we go. We got the fog set up for the two teams. Apologies about that, ladies and gentlemen. Not a Dota player. Oh, not a Dota cast, not a Dota observer, that's for sure. We do see a very deep ward here blocking the Ancients from the Dire side here, as well as they've got vision now on that bottom rune. Still haven't seen a first blood, with being quite even here in the mid lane matchup between the Shadow Fiend and the Lina, both equal in last hits at the moment. But we might see some action now. We do see a rotation coming towards mid. We got the Lich coming in, plus we have that Jakiro rotating down from the top lane. So might see some action going on here. Looking to get onto that SF. He does have his bottle now, and he's queuing up Ring of a Killer. See the Jakiro coming in. We have the Witch Doctor here to not Witch Doctor. We have the Ogre Magi here to help out, and they're just going to back off to trade some hits. Nothing to come of that, unfortunately. We do see teleportation coming down bot lane, which Lich coming back to this lane. Might see a bit of action here. Bit of spam coming out from these two teams, but the Slardar is there, and that's the Ghost Shroud going to be popped, including the one charges. So that's going to be the Necro back to full health. See Illusion Rune being picked up, bottled by the Lina here. Bit of harass coming out from the Shadow Fiend, but that's pretty much going to be it. And we're going to see the Lina move into jungle here, possibly maybe go top for a gank, but she's going to just rotate around and go back to mid. We have the Beastmaster jungling, getting close to his power trades, but looking at the CS, that Beastmaster's 14 compared to the 35 of the Veno, and this Veno has just had a really good laning stage so far. Already got that Aquila and those Boots of Speed. Going in for that standard Veil of Discord build. We have a bit of action here. The Jakiro's being gone on, and this looks like it's going to be a first blood here for the Radiant side. Great job, just really good rotation there from the Ogre Magi from mid, able to pick up the first blood there onto the Jakiro. And that's going to definitely put that Ogre Magi very close to his Arcane Boots, which is very helpful for position 5, especially when you're being so money-starved. So that's going to help them get some kind of wards up, but we do see rotation towards mid here from the Ogre Magi and the Slardar with the Smoke Gank coming in. He's going to look to possibly go on this Lina here. We do have the Light Strike Array coming down, so that's a great Light Strike Array from the Lina, and she's going to get out well, not unscathed, but she's going to keep walk away with her life. So beautiful Light Strike away from her. able to save her life, and they're going to be able to use that shrine as well. So nothing lost, nothing gained. A little bit more space in that mid lane for the Shadow Fiend. He is leading on the CS at the moment. Let's have a look at the net worth. But that's not the net worth. That's the wrong hotkey. We do have the net worth with the Venomancer leading, and that's partly due to him just having this really open lane. So I'm actually, if I was the Radiant side right now, I'd be really concerned about this this Venomancer. I'd want to be wanting to look at getting a gank on him as soon as possible. We do see that Slardar. He's got his Tranquils now. He's probably going to be saving up towards a Blink first item, I would most likely guess, but not sure. But we're going to see a bit of grouping going on in the mid lane here. Nothing really going on too much, a bit slow. We do have some action bottom lane. Just a Necro being pressured out by the Lich plus the Doom here. Doom plus Ice Armor is pretty disgusting. It's going to be so much pressure, even with that Heartstopper aura. We do have the Reaper's Scythe now picked up for the Necrophos, so might see him turn. We do have a rotation coming down bottom. We have a smoke coming in, possibly going to look to get a pick on the Doom here, but he is very tanky. So let's see, we have the level 6, so we have the Roar. We might see a Roar committed here. We do see the Roar coming out now. The creeps are coming in as well, getting a bit of action on here, but we do see the Doom locking down that Necrophos, but the Reaper's Scythe's going to come in. That's going to mean the Necrophos is healed, back up to full, and beautiful play there from the Radiant side there, just executed. We do see the return kill in the top lane actually, but we do see the Laguna Blade coming out on the mid. So that's a return kill onto the Shadow Fiend, which I don't know if that's a really good trade. You know, you're trading your mid laner for a Doom, but who knows? We're probably going to see the mid tower possibly go down because of that Jakiro there with that Liquid Fire, just great tower push. So that's probably actually not worth it for the Radiant here. Dire is going to get a mid tower out of it. We do see Dire's bottom tower coming out though in retaliation, so possibly it's going to be a tier 1 trade here. We do see teleportation coming in to try to defend though. We have the Beast, we have lots of teleports coming in here, big rotation to scare off the Dire side here. And it looks like Dire is going to back off and not take the tower, so in the end, still net worth relatively even, but I'd argue that was in favour of the Dire there a little bit, but we'll see. Do see just a bit of standard pressure coming out here. This Veno is very fat in terms of levels, and he's got, you know, that Helm of Will, so the Slardar can't really do much against him right now. He's going to keep sieging that tower slowly, but yeah, we do see 2 mid just trying to pressure this area a little bit, but I guess they're going to just split off and farm. But I think they really need to do something about this Venomancer soon. He's getting really large, and it's going to be a big concern going into the later game. For the Radiant side, they're going to just lose all their towers pretty quickly if there's nothing really done about it. We've got the Veil of Discord picked up now for that Venomancer, and a lot of action going on mid lane. Just a slow siege coming out with that Liquid Fire on the tower. Can't really Radiant here can't really do much about it, so we're probably just going to see that tower look to be denied pretty soon, or possibly a team fight. We do have the Requiem Souls and 32 souls on that Shadow Fiend, so he can do something with it if he wants to. But at the moment, we've got some really good vision here from the Radiant side. But we do have a Hawk here. From the Dire side, I mean, we do have a Hawk here spotting out those multiple players, so they're not really going to do much. We do see splitting off farming, seeing what they can do. Got a really nice deep ward here from the Dire side, and that's going to just spot out any rotations bottom. So Doom's probably feeling pretty comfortable here. He's farming up Hands of Midas, and he's very close. Doom with Midas plus that Devour Gold plus the level 10 talent just makes him so rich. But we do see big rotation coming in top here. We do see 2 people. We have the ultimate up. We might see the Primal Roar committed. We do see it committed for the Venomancer here. We do have an early Reaper's Scythe coming out here. This could come back to bite them, but we do see the Slardar coming in, getting the crush. That is the kill going down, but Reaper's Scythe just used to hold them down here. We do have the Doom coming out here onto the Necrophos, and this should be the Necrophos going down here. There are lots of players coming in from the Dire side, and that's the Necro going down. Then we do also see the Beastmaster going down, so great rotations coming in from the Dire side here, and team's probably going to look to pressure the tower here. They don't have that Venomancer up on the dire side anymore, so but with the Jakiro, they should be able to take this tower quite well.
Radiant's top tower is getting
But we do see teams, both of them just spawning up now, so we're probably going to see possible tower trade. We do see a bit of action coming here on the mid lane. Slardar just trying to scare off that Lina, but nothing really coming of it. Both teams just kind of having a bit of a fight there, and no towers really coming of it. I guess, you know, a bit of a swing in the net worth there. We do see, you know, pretty even, but, you know, Doom, Veno, Lina, those kind of big playmakers that you want for the dire side, you know, coming online with that net worth. So this could be, you know, bad news for the Radiant side, because you really don't want these, you don't want these players getting those items early, and that's what they're getting. So, you know, when I look at the Radiant draft, I see a lot of really good team fight, good lockdown, and they want to kind of be abusing that in the early game when there's no BKBs up, and when there's no big, you know, items. But that's just not really happening. We do see rotation coming down bottom, 3-man rotation here. So they're wanting to take down this Necrophos. Necro, not a lot of one charges on him, and he's just building for that Veil of Discord as well, very standard. So if they go on him now, he could be in a bit of trouble. We do see the Slardar and the Ogre Magi here, ready to back him up if needed. But with that ward, that gank would have been spotted out. So we'll see some TPs coming in now from the Radiant side to defend this tower, and we're going to see a big fight, most likely going on. We do see the Ice Path coming out, but not able to catch that Slardar, just zoning him out a little bit. And we're probably going to see the dire side back off here, or just try to force a fight. They do have their Beastmaster top lane pushing that out, but they have the Doom there to stop him taking that tower as well. So both teams just waiting for another team to make a mistake, I guess, and seeing if they can catch someone out. Yeah, and we do see here, we do see the Dire just backing off here. Lina TPing mid, going to look to just nuke that wave and push it out a little bit. SF there in retaliation, including the Slardar, and yeah, gank coming in, tower push coming in from the Dire side, but that deep ward spotting it out. And we do see they placed the sentry ward there, knowing they had vision, but there's nothing really coming of it. We do see the Veno ult committed here, and that's a very low Necrophos, plus the SF ult coming out here. Big damage, but the Necro does go down, so that burn from the Jakiro. And at the moment, this is looking very good for the Dire side here. That is a very low Lich, but he should be able to get out of his quite fast with those Tranquil Boots and that movement speed. And this is going to be just a good overall trade here for the Dire side. We do see the Lich finally going down to that SF. But, you know, position 5 for a position 1, that's a great trade, if I've ever seen one. We're going to see that Shrine burned. You know, that the ward from the Dire is going to spot that out. But overall, this game is looking certainly in the favour of the Dire side here. They're just seeming to pressure more objectives. Oops, sorry, I missed that. That was the Slardar going down in the mid lane there to that Lina.
Money to burn.
But yeah, this is looking very good here for the Dire side in the early game. But time will tell if they can keep that up. You see Hurricane Pike looking to be picked up on the Veno. Necrophos completed his Veil of Discord now, and we do see standard Dragon Lance coming in for the Shadow Fiend. Lovely deep wards coming in here from the Dire side. Just getting that vision in their jungle. Certainly vision is in favour of the Dire right now, I would say. We do have the Hawks from the Beastmaster to spot stuff out, but in terms of just ward placement, we've got a lot of really good deep jungle vision from the Dire side, so they can see when ganks are incoming and just stop those players getting picked off by those large stunts from the from the Radiant side here.
Radiant's bottom tower has a nasty situation.
We do see Jakiro just pressuring this bottom lane, and that should be the tower going down. No rotations from the Dire. They know it's probably not going to happen, so they're probably looking to just trade the top here. They do see the Veno TPing in, and I don't really think that the Shadow Fiend can stand up to him here. Yeah, and we're going to see the Shadow Fiend just TP out, go mid, look to trade that mid tower. Yeah, we got 3 bottom here, so Do we have any TPs on people? We got one on the Lich, so one on Lich and one on the Jakiro, so we should see mid tower being defended here. But they're just going to see if they can pressure this tier 2, force some rotations out, force a bit of a fight from the Radiant side. Apologies for using the Radiant side and Dire side so much as names. I'm just not familiar with teams and team names or players at the moment, so just reverting to those just for ease of access. We do see the Lich though being spotted out by this Radiant ward here, so could see something happening here. We do have players smoked and they're grouped with a gank plus an invis rune. This is going to be very good. We have the Lich coming through the Izzet rune. Oh no, poor Lich! That is the Raw committed. And we should see the Reaper Scythe coming in, and that is a very sad Lich. He just got absolutely beamed. And we're going to possibly see the Radiant pusher try to push a tier 2 with that. We're going to see, yeah, both teams are trying to trade a tier 2, so we're trying to see the top tier 2 for the Dire side. This is Team Equinox versus I Don't Care MMR playing at the moment. I Don't Care MMR are on the Dire side and Team Equinox are on the Radiant side. But yeah, we should see just a tier 2 being traded between these two teams. Or actually, I don't think the Radiant side can even get this tier 2, whereas the Dire side can, just with that Venomancer Liquid Fire combination just tearing through that tower there. It's already, you know, on half health. It is getting the Bloodlust from that Ogre Magi, but you know, there's certainly something not good. We have the rotations coming in now from the Venomancer. Oh, we do have the Doom committed on the Necro, so that's the Necro going down. And we have the Light Strike Away, beautiful Light Strike Away on the Shadow Fiend here. He's just going to go down here, and we have the Veno ult committed. And that is a very sad Shadow Fiend, and it looks like this game's just really going out of the hands of Team Equinox here. It seems like just they're kind of what they were wanting to do with their stuns and with their strong laning presence just hasn't really come to fruition, and I think that could be attributed to this Venomancer just having such a good safe lane. It seems like, you know, that kind of tower push has come online, but, you know, as if the game goes on longer, I certainly can see Radiant side coming back into this. They have a lot of heroes that just scale quite well with a bit of farm, but we just see a gank coming up here from the Radiant side. They spot out that Jakiro. They know he's in there, and they're using the Hawks to scout him out, but we have the TP coming out, and he's going to get out scot-free. They do see the Doom TPing in, but he cancels his TP. Good choice. And just, you know, teams are just going to back off, not get anything there, and see what they can do. Oh, we do have Light Strike Away coming out from the Lina, but nothing else going to come of it. We'd have the Necro going into that Dagon build now. So, very standard Necro build, good for just nuking one target. We're going to see the Dire side grouping up here with that Veno Jakiro combination and pushing that tower down. And we're going to try to see, we're not going to see much rotations here, we just see a bit of pressure on the top tower from Radiant side, but that Doom with that Scorched Earth, he's going to just be forcing them to back off here. Nothing really much is going to come of that. And yeah, nothing really much happening here, teams just pressuring lanes a little bit, seeing what they can get. But you know, we do still see Doom top of the net worth at the moment with the Lina and the Veno, and you know, if your mids, their mid is 1k ahead of the other mid, so it's certainly not great situation. Got a double damage here as well, being spotted up by the Dire team, so they might be picking that up. Oh, we see the Jakiro just denying it, so they're not going to want to do anything with it. But yeah, good vision here from the Dire side, still really good defensive vision. Got that Roche vision. And just, we have a lot of sentries out, so they're very wary of vision here, trying to control the vision of the Radiant team, make sure they can't get those ganks in with those stuns. We just see a bit of movement here. We have a smoke coming in from the Radiant side. Good crush here. We do see the Veno ult coming out here, so this is going to put a bit of a slow on the push here, and that beautiful Force Staff saving his life there with the Shrine coming out, so that's going to be a saved Venomancer, and that's going to be a bit of a slowdown from the Radiant side. We'd have the Lina coming in and cleaning up that Ogre Magi on the back end. So gank coming in and just not really kind of going the way of the Radiant side here, and that, you know, like we're seeing the ganks now come onto that Venomancer, but the problem is that Venomancer needed to be stopped more early game. He got given a real free lane, and that was part of just that bullying of by the Jakiro, bullying that Beastmaster out of lane. Here, we're going to see grouping, and that's definitely going to be tier 2 going down mid.
Radiant's middle tower may need a hand.
So it's good that they're kind of getting these ganks going now, but it might almost be too little too late now. It's just the advantage is going the way of Dire side quite heavily. We just see the SF pressuring top a little bit.
Dire's top tower isn't well at the moment.
Let's have a look at some itemization from people. So Lena's got that Bloodstone up now. Got 16 shards on that Bloodstone, so doing quite well. Got the Blink Dagger as well. Just a lot of maneuverability. Plus the Yules are going to make her quite good in these team fights. We have the Doom with that Solar Crest, and he's just picked up the Radiance now. So this is going to be just really good push we're seeing from the Dire side here. Just standard Lich no items, poor position 5. And yeah, the Hurricane Pike completed from that Venomancer. So nothing really much. I haven't got the Necro Book build coming out from Beastmaster here, trying to just get a bit of that counter push going on. Ogo standard position 5. Blink up on the Slardar now, so we did see, they tried to get that gank before at the mid with that Blink Dagger and nothing really kind of just coming of it. And yeah, Shadow Fiend, he's got that BKB up now, so trying to deal with, some of that magical aggression coming out from the Venomancer, Lena, that kind of stuff, but it might almost be too little too late, but they're going to need a big fight here where the SF can just get a BKB off, get a really nice ult off, and turn it around for his team, I think.
Radiant's top tower is getting walloped.
And yeah, we got that level 1 Dagon coming up on the Necro, switching it over to a Pipe of Insight instead, which is a really good pickup here. Counters a lot of the magic damage on the enemy team. Is just really, really nice. Be interesting to see if he goes for a mech. This game, mech on Necros is so strong, but so is that Pipe in this situation. And yeah, we just see Dire grouping here and pressuring this bottom tower, and that's going to be going down. There's nothing they can really do here. On the side of Team Equinox.
He's gone.
And yeah, we just see them controlling the jungle here now, so Team Equinox just kind of sitting high ground a little bit, making a bit of a move out, seeing what they can do, getting a bit of vision up, but not really feeling comfortable to take any fights right now. Apologies about the zooming in and zooming out of the camera there. I'm not sure what it was doing.
Dire's bottom tower is in turmoil.
Yeah, we do see advantage here for the Dire side. And that's just kind of, as we'd expect from these heroes. We do see fight going on now bottom here. We have a Crush and the ult coming out here from the Slardar, but nothing really much else coming of it. That Lich just slowing him down. We do have the Ice Path here, forcing him to back off. And we do see the Necrophose ult coming down here onto the Venomancer, but he's going to get glimmered by his team, and that's going to be no one really going down between the two teams. We have the ult coming out here from the Shadow Fiend, but nothing really much coming of it. We have the Beastmaster going down. I didn't quite catch that, unfortunately, but he went down to the Doom, possibly on the back line there. Doom ult, we do see that was used, but not in that fight. So we shall see. We have a lot of ults still up. We have the Beastmaster ult still, but Necro ult and SF ult were burned then. So I think they're going to feel, Dire side are going to feel pretty comfortable pressuring this tower. They know that there's not that big lockdown, and there's not that big damage output coming from the Radiant side. And with the Laguna Blade still up, they're going to feel comfortable just pressuring this.
Bottom tower is gone with the wind.
I guess what Radiant team are going to want to do here is just push out lanes that they can do. I guess what Radiant team really need right now is they really just need this SF to get a big fight. Like, they just really need for him to get this Black King bar off. And we do see this slow siege coming out from Dire side here. We have the Raw committed onto that Doom. We do see the Crush coming out, but he's so tanky. He does go down eventually, but it's such committal. We have the Laguna Blade coming out onto the Necrophos, but nothing happening here. And we do see that BKB being popped from the Shadow Fiend here, but he's not able to do too much with it. You do see 2 going down on the Dire side, so this is going to be a good high ground defense coming out from Team Equinox, saving off that push and stopping that tower from going down. We do see the Blink Crush coming out from Slardar, but nothing, not able to catch anyone here. And we do see the Dire side just backing off, but still beautiful defense there from Team Equinox. able to turn that around. I thought they were going to just get slow sieged out there, but great job by them just kind of locking down that Doom, and then had that BKB from the Shadow Fiend coming in and scaring them away. We do see all the Venomancer here caught out behind. We do see the ult coming out, but he's definitely going to go down to the Necrophos here. I'm going to see the TP out from the Ogre Magi, so he's going to keep his life, and that is a great fight coming out. Oh no, the Ogre Magi goes down in base, unfortunately. And we're going to see the Deny possibly coming out onto the Shadow Fiend here. He just lives. Lucky. So he's going to walk away with his life. But yeah, Ogre Magi going down in base there. Unfortunate, but happens. And we do see possibly Radiant team looking to push this tier 2 here. But I don't think they're going to feel too comfortable with that, with the Doom back up now. Just with that Radiance on him, so much pushing power. And we do see he's going to pick up that Octarine Core, which is going to just make him even tankier. Plus, with that, the heal from the Radiance is going to be really good. We do see a nice deep ward being placed from Dire side, but it's not really much use to them now when they're not pushing high ground. And we do see Radiant here circling up in that top jungle, possibly looking to smoke up and get a gank going. We do see that Pipe of Insight now completed on the Necrophos, and he's going back to that Dagon build, so that Pipe's going to help with that team fight, stop a bit of that Radiance burn, and just overall good team item here from the Necro. And we have, Hood being picked up as well for the Beastmaster, so just looking to really stop that pressure. We do see that Ward now picking up the vision of that Beastmaster. We have the Blink coming in with the LSA, but didn't catch him, unfortunately, so unlucky for the Dire side there, but it looks like Radiant might want to fight this. They have the Slider up on the high ground. He is getting spotted out, though, by that Ward. We do see the Yules coming out and the Ice Path. This could be a very dead Slider. Is he going to get out with his life? He does have his teammates there to scare them off, and that's going to happen. So, just a bit of poking and prodding from these two teams now, but all the while we do see bottom lane being pressured in by that Venomancer, so that's going to force the rotation here from the Radiant side. And all the while, Dire just holding their jungle, farming it up. So just increasing that net worth lead between the two teams. We do see teams scouting out Roche now. Veno possibly wanting to just go and solo it.
Dire's top tower isn't well at the moment.
We do see Dire's top tower being pressured by that Shadow Fiend, and they might just let that go for the Roshan. We do see a bit of pressure coming in here between the two teams. We have Ice Path coming in onto the Necrophos, but this is bad news for the Jakiro. He's just going to get absolutely beamed here in a bad spot. He does live through that Ripper Scythe, but he eventually will go down. Not sure if Radiant know that there's a Roshan going on, but looks like with that Jakiro going down, Dire is going to back off, not let it happen, and they do lose their tier 2 top. So this is turning around for the Radiant team here, especially with that Jakiro going down. They're going to want to look to maybe group and push mid here, but I don't think Dire are going to give this one up for free. They have all their big ults up with that Laguna Blade plus Aveno. We have here we go, Lina blinking in, getting a beautiful light strike away on that Beastmaster. He does have his roar up. He roars the Lina there, and we have the Dagon coming out from that Necrophos. Huge burst damage onto the Lina here, and we do see going down in the Doom coming out onto the Necrophos in response. So that's going to be 3 going down for the Radiant side, and that's going to be a beautiful turnaround here from the Dire side. Beautiful blink LSA coming in, and then with that Doom as well, just to deny that Necro any real impact in that fight after taking down the Lina. It's going to look like it's going to go... Dire are going to just look to pressure out some lanes and grab the Aegis for themselves. Probably going to put the Aegis... Oh, it's going to be interesting to see who they put the Aegis on here. Possibly the Lina, I suspect, or the Veno. Yeah, we see lanes just being pressured out here. Yeah, and we see the Veno taking the Aegis here. Veno very close at level 25, where he gets those increased Plague Ward HP and damage, which is going to be really crucial for that high ground siege. And yeah, so just both teams here. With that Aegis now, we're probably going to see a bit of a slow siege come out from the Dire side. They know they have that advantage, so they're going to just see if they can push it and force out a GG, perhaps, if they can get a good fight here. We do see the Slardar in the back lines here. possibly looking to come in from behind for an initiation. He will be spotted out. Oh, he's pulling that creep wave. We do see the Reaper Scythe, though, committed onto the Doom, and that's the Doom down with no buyback as well, so that means it's really going to stop the push coming in from the Dire side here, as well as that Slardar pushing the creep wave. He's getting pressured by the Lina here, and we might see a Laguna Blade committed. Nah, it doesn't even need to happen. Just huge damage burst from those two. Bit of a skirmish going on in the middle lane here now as well. We do see the BKB being popped by the Shadow Fiend, plus the ult, but the ult doesn't really get many people, and with the Venomancer right clicks is coming in and tearing through the Shadow Fiend, this is going to scare them away, and it looks like the pressure's still coming on here from the Dire side. They're still feeling very comfortable pushing this mid set of racks, even with the Doom down, so they're just going to want to keep pressuring with the Plague Wards, and they can do so, so long as they don't get force-staffed in or caught out. The Beastmaster only 20 seconds off his ultimate here, so, you know, there could be some catch coming up soon, but it looks like, yeah, Dire recognise that, understand their advantage in this game, they don't want to lose it, so they're just going to back off and see what they can do, possibly even try to catch someone out, pushing the lane out here. They do spot that SF out, they might want to go on him, but, you know, without the Doom up, they don't really have big catch outside from the Ice Path from Jakiro there, or the Blinkules, so they're going to just sit back and hold tight, I think, between these two teams. So still a good defense from Team Equinox here, really liking what they're doing. They've had really good fights. The impact from the BKB on the Shadow Fiend has been really good. I would have either go for the Butterfly, potentially. I think going for a Shadow Blade might have been nicer, getting that set up for his Requiem of Souls, but you are relying on teams kind of not having that warding up, like not having that invis warding up, and as we can see from the Dire side, they are very strong in terms of wanting to deny that vision, that ward vision from the Radiant, so maybe wary of that and just wary that the Shadow Blade might not be as effective. We do see Dire's Courier going down with the Lincoln Sphere on it. Oh, that's really not good. I'm not sure who that Lincoln Sphere was for, but that's certainly not what you want to happen. That's going to maybe, you know, give them a bit more time in terms of defending this high ground on the Team Equinox side.
A soldier's fortune.
Yeah, we do see here just teams. They notice that Slardar, and they might want to go and catch him out. He does have a TP on him, so we might see him just looking to TP out. He's looking to just cut the wave here, stop that imminent push from the Dire side here. But yeah, teams just really holding back here and just seeing what mistakes they can force out from these two teams. You know, Dire side are very happy to just slow siege it here. You know, Veno's almost level 25. He's got that Shiva's Guard on him. He's very tanky. We do see Shiva's coming in and the ult coming in. We do see the Ghost Shroud coming in from the two players, and that Veno is so low. We do see the Doom though coming out here on the Necrophos. He's so low right now with that Radiance Burn. We have the Roar coming out onto the Venomancer, but a lovely Glimmer Cape going out on him, but he also had the Aegis, so that's a Roar committed for an Aegis target. We do have the Crush coming out again. They're looking to take this Veno down, but still so much damage coming out from both sides here. But it looks like Radiant side are going to be the winners here, taking down the Venomancer and burning that Aegis. They did commit the Roar for it, but it's still going quite well, and they're going to see what else they can catch here. They do have that blink on the Slardar, but with the dot damage on him, it's just stopping him from getting that initiation. And they do have the Doom going down. The Laguna Blade is committed though, so two going down on either side. Beautiful crush from the Slardar here, getting two, but nothing else really happening here. We do see them coming in here. They need another crush to stop this TP, and it doesn't stop the TP. Lich getting out just with the bare bones of his life there. Whoa, very lucky. But we do see a bit more of a chase going on in the jungle here, and yeah, that's going to be the Jakiro going down. So this is it. This is the Radiant turning it around. That's a great defense coming out from them. Really didn't expect that from them, and that's just, you know, don't underestimate that high ground defense coming out from this team. Like they got the BKB, they got the Dragon Lance, and with that Butterfly as well, that evasion on the Shadow Fiend, just coming in with massive damage ability, as well as there's a team fight of that Necro with that Pipe of Insight, just stopping the damage from, you know, that Radiance burn, stopping the damage from that team. And we should easily see a tier 2 coming out here from the Radiant side here. Might even try to push it up mid, but I don't think they're going to push their luck that much. But this is certainly, you know, keeping them in this game. They went from, you know, 15k net lead back to a 6k here, so certainly showing not to underestimate them. We do see Dagon still just going along here, and we do see the Eye of Skadi being looked to be picked up for the Shadow Fiend here. Just going to tank him up, make him really tanky. Tank him up, make him really tanky. So that, just going to tank him up, increase his survivability in the fights here, and just see what he can do. We have the MKB now being picked up to the lead, and that's probably an answer to that butterfly we see on the Shadow Fiend here. We do have the Lena though, 8 Bloodstone charges. You know, we saw at the start of the game 16 going so well, but seems to just not be the case, unfortunately, in the later this game, and that's what we were talking about at the start, you know. As this game goes later, the more the Radiant cores come online, and they do really well with that scaling. Not sure what item we're going to see picked up on the Doom here. Possibly an Assault Cuirass, but not too sure. We do see the Veno going to pick up that Molmir as well. Just really good item for pushing, and yeah, it's really good. And we just see 5 manning here from the bottom. We might see this Doom. He's getting spotted out here by the wards, and we just see the Crush coming in here. This is going to be the Doom, possibly going down here, but we're going to see the Dire team coming in, trying to help him as soon as possible. We just see the Ice Path not connecting, but the Reaper Scythe going down on the Doom. He's out for 110 with no buyback. And we do see the Venom coming out though. This is definitely going to be the Slardar going down here. But we have so much damage coming out from this SF with the BKB. They're turning it around here. And this is going to be the Dire just backing off here. They're so scared of fighting into that Necro SF. And this could be high ground for the Radiant team here. At least a tier 2, definitely. So much damage on the right click from the Shadow Fiend here. And he's got his Eye of Skadi completed as well. So it's just so much fight. And with that, with the Necrophos, it just gives them so much high ground siege here. And they know the Doom's out for 80 seconds. They don't know that he doesn't have buyback though. So this could be something good for them if they wanted to pressure this. They do have mid lane pushed in though. So they might want to back off, just try to get a bit more farm, see what they can do with it. Roshan won't be up for about another 30 seconds. And so they're not going to be able to get that. But still, Team Equinox showing that they aren't to be trifled with here. They suffered in the early game, but they're bringing it back. Very good for them. Very good on them for holding on here. We see just a 4-staff being built by that Ogre Magi. Great item here. But we do see a bit of grouping up here from the Dire side here in the bottom of the lane. Bit of just pressure here from the two teams. Dire side seeing if they can catch someone out. But we do see the Hawks spotting them out there, so they're not going to nothing's going to really happen there. We see the Crush coming in here though onto the Lich. He does have that ult, and he's getting absolutely beamed, getting bashed here, and that's going to be a Lich going down. Rough life when you get bashed by that, bashed with a deep from the Slardar there. Nothing you can do about that. And that's the Lich going down as well. So they're going to keep trying to rolling with those momentum.
Money to burn.
They have that vision here, so they know, you know, who's in that jungle there, as well as they spot out that Arcane Ward for the Necrophos, so that's really good for the Radiant side here. And they're going to look to probably pressure this high ground if they can, or even just sit up in the jungle here and try to catch someone out. And you know, now that it is past 40 minutes, we have that double rune spawn, and that's going to be really crucial for teams in terms of controlling both those runes as this game goes later. They are, you know, pinging out that Roshan might be up, and he's not up, but he'll be up in a minute and a half. But you know, he had the potential to be up, so they're checking that out. They see he's not up, but they do spot out the Invis rune there as well, and they're pinging out the Venomancer in top, so they might pick this up and see what they can do with it. Yeah, but we do see the Venomancer just TPing out. He knows he can't push his luck by being up in that lane, just going to keep it pushed out and just buy his team the time that they need. So still good fights going between these two teams, but no real objectives being taken. But to be fair, you know, with that net lead deficit that Team Equinox were on, you know, to bring it back now and to even up with only this 5k advantage for the Dire side, it's really, really good. We just see, yeah, Dire side smoking a Roche, checking it out, seeing what they can do. They have the vision there with the ward, so they do see the Beastmaster farming in jungle, so maybe going to try to take a fight here and catch the Radiant off guard. We do see them being spotted out now. Doom blinking in. The BKB pop though before he can get the Doom off. He does get the Doom off onto the Shadow Fiend now. We do see the Beastmaster being caught here by the Ice Path, and that's probably just going to be the Beastmaster going down. I don't think they're going to be able to save it. Do see the 4-stars coming down, but this is definitely going to be the Beastmaster going down. He does burn the Roar though before he goes down. It will be up though before he comes back up, so probably just recognizing that he doesn't have buyback here. It costs him nothing to burn that Roar, so he's going to burn that and try to hold them back a little bit. And yeah, Roche is up now. That is spotted out by the Dire side. So they're just going to take Roshan off this. We do see the Crush coming out onto the Lena though. She does get forced out though. So probably going to be, yeah, Venomancer just trying to solo take Roche here. But I think Radiant do understand that Roshan could be being taken here. They place an Observer Ward, and essentially they know it. They're blinking in to the Roche pit, seeing what they can do. They see so many Veno Wards, and they want to get out of there very quick. That's a no man's land. We see the BKB coming out again from the Shadow Fiend. Ult coming out again. Glimmer Cape, though, onto the Doom, just negating so much of that damage. That magic damage from the Shadow Fiend ult, so beautiful play there. We do see the Doom coming in as well. The Shadow Fiend could go down here. He does go down. He does have buyback, though, but this could be the buyback being forced out from the Shadow Fiend here. With the creep wave coming in mid, we're going to see Dire just try to stretch their advantage. They're going to definitely go pick up Roche, and they're going to look to be pushing mid. So we could see the buyback being spent here on the Shadow Fiend. We do have the Slardar, though, poised. Maybe going to go for a Roche steal. I don't think he's that ballsy, though, but in a game like this, you have to go for those big players, and he does go in for it, but doesn't get it, unfortunately. Not caught by the Ice Path, but caught by the Eels, and that's going to be a dead Slardar. That's going to be a sad boy. And he's down for 70 without buyback, so we're definitely going to see most likely the mid tower going down here for the Radiant side. And yeah, we see the buyback coming out from the Shadow Fiend as we thought. They know they have to buyback here. If not, they're going to lose more than just the mid tower, possibly even racks. You know, we have that level 25 now up on the Veno as well, so his sieging ability is going to just be so strong, plus the Aegis. So, well, we might even see a full lane of racks being gone here, and if we lose anyone from that Radiant side, it could be even more. Just a bit of, you know, sieging from the two teams, and yeah, that's going to be a mid tower, definitely. Between these two teams. And yeah, that's a gone mid tower for the Radiant. It was looking so good for them, but yeah, just that fight, losing a few there, and then having to use that buyback on the SF. They just lost that ability, and the Doom coming out on the SF. This could be a dieback from him. Oh, but we do see the Necrophose coming out, and he gets the Doom down. So this could be a really good hold coming from here. Just the Beastmaster doing so much damage, but the Ice Blast from the Lich just going between all those players and causing so much, and just really good stabilization here from the Dire side. And that's going to be a lane of racks definitely going down. I think with the Slardar coming up, they can't force any more here. We do have the Ogre Magi coming in, but getting perfectly caught by that Ice Blast, and he's going down as well, so they're going to want to force it even more. We do have the ultimate coming out from the Shadow Fiend, but going on to no one, really. And this is looking really good. We have a Rod of Atos coming out from that Lich just defensively, and we do have the Ice Path not catching anyone, but the Shadow Fiend's caught out, and he's taking so much damage. If he goes down here, this is definitely looking like it might be GG here, and we have the cheese being eaten from the Lina, the Shadow Fiend going down 110 with no buyback, and this is going to be definitely two lanes of racks, with that creep wave coming in top and bottom, and they look to extend this. They're looking at, they got the catch onto the Slardar, and this is looking like it's going to be GG here for Team Equinox, and that is GG, and that is going to be I Don't Care MMR taking this first game of this scrim. But still, you got to hand it to Team Equinox. They lost that early game, and they managed to bring it back mid-game, and it looked like there was some real hope for them in this. You know, they had really good high ground defenses, but unfortunately, they just couldn't clinch it out. It's that push from that team of the Jakiro plus the Veno wards just taking down those buildings just so quickly. And you know, once you get that level 25 on Veno, you just slow siege, and there's nothing you can really do about it. It's pretty horrific to play against. Bit of OS frog, but you know, both teams played very well, so commendable between these two teams. But yeah, that's going to be the first game between these two teams. I'm not quite sure if this is GG or not. Maybe they're just playing this out for a bit of fun, but they did say GG, sorry, so I might still be going here. I'm not too sure. Excuse me if I got this mistaken. We just see Gem on the Jakiro now, so that's going to be no real ward vision here. For the... With the Doom coming in now as well on the Necrophoses again. 20 minutes with that Shadow Fiend, and that's going to be two lanes of barracks going down here. But Radiant still wanting to hold on to this. But yeah, we do see both teams just backing off. And we're looking to see the rotation here probably from Dire side, just looking to get those megas. You know, with the Ogre down for 60 seconds, they're already so ahead. They can afford to just pressure this out. This is Slardar Crush coming in on a Jakiro, but Laguna Blade put onto the Necrophos here, but so much healing with that Pipe of Insight as well. Just the magic damage block, he takes literally no damage there. So we're going to see a good defense here. Plus with the Jakiro and the Lich solo, they're probably going to back off here and respect that the Shadow Fiend's up again. You know, going to give respect to Team Equinox here. They've had good high ground defense in this game, and they're just not going to want to go for the Megas here. And we see Team Equinox is stabilizing, getting rid of that ward vision that we had here. And yeah, just looking to back off here and push the lanes out, I guess, between the two teams to see what they can do. But yeah, we have such a big net worth lead for the Dire side here. It's going to be really hard for Radiant to come back in this. They're looking to like get a really good fight here and catch people without buyback. But knowing from Team I don't care on my side, they're probably not going to let that happen. We do see the Lina though, out in jungle, out in no man's land here. We do see the rotation coming in from the Doom, looking to hold them off. And that's going to be a dead Ogre, just getting absolutely exploded from that Lina there with the MKB. But yeah, well, we have the Ice Blast Chain Frost coming out from the Lich, and that's going to be this is not good. That's going to be the Shadow Fiend down with no buyback, plus the Necrophos down, and this is looking like, yeah, this is going to be a game. Definitely, they can't do anything about this. And yeah, that's going to be GG well played called. So that's going to be the first scrim game going towards Team I Don't Care MMR. Still valiantly fought by Team Equinox. And yeah, there we see this, the game being taken by I Don't Care MMR over Team Equinox, 33-20. Do you see just the scoreboard here, all the items, that kind of stuff. I'll quickly glance over the support items for you, position 5 lovers out there. See what's picked up from the two teams, and I'm just going to leave it on this for a little bit while everyone is going to take a drink break myself. So everyone sit tight, grab a drink, have a quick break, and come back with some more games soon. So I will be doing one more game after this, ladies and gentlemen, just so you all know, probably. So stick around if you want to see another game. I'm not sure who's going to be playing yet, but I'll find out and let you know as soon as possible. But yeah, for those who don't know, I'm Oxy, which is previous alias I went by, but for Dota I'm known as Panini Lover 2002, partly because in previous games that I played, a lot of people carried the same alias, so using something a bit fresh. These games will be going up on YouTube as well Provide a link after the games to where you can find them. But outside of that, shout out to everyone in chat who's been sticking with me. Type hello, give us a hey if you're in chat, and let us know what you thought of that first game. Any tips? And I'm not pretty new to observing at the moment, and used to casting with a co-caster. So these are just some practice casts for myself, just a bit of fun, and, giving the teams a bit of love as well. So let me know what you think. What did you like? What didn't you like? What do you want to see more of? What do you want to see less of? I certainly would have liked to do a bit more fight recap stuff there. But I think I just was pretty overwhelmed, quite nervous. But I'm sticking with it and enjoying it a lot.